I've been trying to find the right moment, but here, I got this for you.
Proventus, you must help me. We need to convince my brother to do more for the war effort.
What would you have me do, Arngeir? Your brother is the Jarl. You know I can't question his judgment.
I'm not asking you to defy the Jarl, just to open his eyes.
Oh? What is
Use
it?
subtlety and suggestion to turn his thoughts to the war. You're his steward.
May
He
the
listens
gods
to you.
watch over your battles,
Leave me out of
friend.
your intrigues, Arngeir. If you have
I need your
something to
help.
say
I
the
need to
Jarl,
trap a
say it
dragon in
now.
your palace.
I must have misheard you. I thought you asked me to help you trap a dragon in my palace.
You know I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important.
Of course. You already saved Whiterun from that dragon. I owe you a great deal. But I don't understand. Why let a dragon into the heart of my city when we've been working so hard to keep them out?
The threat is worse than you know. Alduin has returned.
Alduin, the World Eater himself. But how can we fight him? Doesn't his return mean it's the end times?
I'm Dragonborn. It's my destiny to stop him.
I don't know about such things. But I heard the Greybeard summon you. That's good enough for me. Now what's this nonsense about trapping a dragon in my palace?
It's the only way to find Alduin before it's too late.
I want to help you, Dragonborn. And I will. But I need your help first. Ulfric and General Tulius are both just waiting for me to make a wrong move. Do you think they will sit idle while the dragon is slaughtering my men and burning my city? No. I can't risk weakening the city while we are under the threat of enemy attack. I'm sorry.
What if you didn't have to worry about an enemy attack?
Then I would be glad to help you with your mad dragon-trapping scheme. But getting both sides to agree to a truce will be difficult at this point. The bitterness has gone too deep. Maybe. What of the Greybeards? They are respected by all Nords. High Hrothgar is neutral territory. If the Greybeards were willing to host a peace council, then maybe Ulfric and Tulius would have to listen.
Leave that to me. I'll talk to Arngeir about hosting a peace council.
Aye, Dragonborn. Maybe you can stop the dragons and this war into the bargain.
Lead
Keep
on.
safe.
I'm glad you're here. Do let me know if you need anything. Hey, so... we haven't relaxed at a tavern in a while. Our adventuring has been getting more tiring lately, so some reprieve would be nice.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Now, let's get going. The sun here... It's not great for my skin, if you know what I mean. So, as the Dragonborn, you really do have some hefty responsibilities. I'm glad I'm not you. As your traveling companion, though, I do have to share in at least some of your burdens. So, take that as an encouragement for you. Someone has your back. What now? Nothing else, then?
Alduin? We heard the Dragonborn shout from here. You defeated him?
Yes, but he escaped. I need to find his portal to Sovngarde.
I feared as much. I thought it was him we saw flying east after your battle.
I need your help. I need to capture a dragon.
We are not warriors. What is overlooked in the Dragonborn is not permitted to any other followers of the Way of the Voice.
I'll worry about capturing a dragon. I need your help to stop the war.
You misunderstand our authority. The Greybeards have never involved themselves in political affairs. I see. The dragon will lead you to Alduin, but without the Jarl's help.
Both sides respect the Greybeards. They will listen.
Paarthurnax has made the decision to help you. This is the road we have to walk. Even the Greybeards must bend to the winds of change, it seems. So be it. Tell Ulfric and General Tulius that the Greybeards wish to speak to them. We will see if they still remember us. Wind, guide you.
Dragonborn. It's an honor. You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But we haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight.
I love you, Talion.
Ways of finding out what you really are.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
No, I don't hate your people.
You and me against the world now.
You've come to the wrong city, then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking, unworthy of one such as you.
Looked like those Nords were giving you trouble.
Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us, but Rolf is the worst by far. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Grey Quarter yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one.
Why would anyone think you're a spy?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well. In fact, just about anyone who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying. All right, then.
Balgruuf won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on White.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you?
I have a message from the Greybeards.
It's about time they turned their gaze from the heavens back to our bleeding homeland. What do they want?
They want to negotiate a truce until the dragon menace is dealt with.
I have the greatest respect for the Greybeards, of course. And the dragon attacks are a growing plague. But the political situation is still delicate. Not all the Jarls are fully committed to supporting me as High King. I can't afford to appear weak. I can't agree to this unless Tulius himself will be there.
Politics be damned, Alduin has returned.
Alduin? The world eater of song and legend? If that's true, well, it changes the situation, doesn't it? Even Tulius may be forced to talk sense in the face of such a threat.
So you'll come to the Peace Council?
Yes. I'll give Tulius one more chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his legs. And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
Enough. That. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
Horses. All day long. Do you have any idea how dull horses are?
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Barkeep, I'd like a drink.
Of course.
Thanks.
Calixto, do you know if there's any truth to these rumors of dragons?
I try not to trouble myself with stories of the outside world. Now, if someone brings me a dragon scale, that's a different story.
But how would you know it's real?
I can't reveal all my secrets to you, but rest assured, I would know.
Calixto, someone left an interesting ring in here a few weeks ago. Would you like a look?
Of course, my dear.
Hey,
It may prove
I'm
to be
glad you're
quite
here
a
with me.
Curiosity. One must always be alert.
You want to have a drink?
Well, I seem to have misplaced
Sure thing.
it at the moment.
Do you want to have it standing here, or do you want to find a seat first?
Be very careful.
Let's have it standing.
It sounds as though it may be
All right. Now, on to the drinks. Do you want to have mead, wine, or just plain milk?
What should I do?
Bring it
Nord
to me
mead.
straight away when you find it. Don't dally.
Like a true Nord. Good pick.
Oh, thank the
Cheers.
gods you're in Wilhelm Calixto.
Likewise.
Nothing of it.
Any thoughts on what's been going on lately?
Our adventuring has been getting more tiring lately. It's as if the world is responding to your growing power. As you get stronger, enemies get stronger. Which is why stress relief is all the more important. I know you want it. Just ask, and this girl is all yours.
Sons and daughters, the Stormcloaks.
So, what do you say? Up for a little combat training later?
I love you, Serana.
I know.
So, has anything been on your mind lately?
I was just remembering the castle courtyard, back before when things were better between us. Between my mother and I. We'd tend to her garden back there. It was really nice, you know? It was cared for by an alchemical master and nurtured for hundreds of years. Which makes it all the more sad that the garden will never look the same. So, what do you want to talk about now?
What do you think of Elisif?
I feel sad for her. She's been through a lot, I can tell. Whether it be the death of her husband Torrig, or having to govern the entire province of Skyrim in the midst of a civil war and a looming threat of a Thalmor invasion. However, I'm confident she'll get through this. She's strong, and hardship breeds endurance.
Thanks, Serana. That was a good talk.
It's nice, spending time like this, just having drinks together.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love. Our hero claims a warrior. His heart. I tell you,
So what's the news on the street, Captain?
The Dark Elves are uneasy. There's a killer on the streets, and Viola Giordano won't leave me alone.
How would you like a drink?
Oh, very much so.
Coming right up.
It's an end to the evil.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold
Drink
out.
to our youth, to the day.
This here's Candlehearth Hall. Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor.
We'll drive out the empire from this land that we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. All hail.
I'm a sorceress, and a damn good one too. So what's next for our adventures?
What do you think of this place?
They used to call Windhelm the City of Kings, in my books anyway. Not all that regal in my opinion, though. Well, other than the giant placards of the past Jarls here.
Damn faithless Imperials. Every one of them.
matter how many times you ask.
You might want to rethink that. You're missing out on some wonderful opportunities working in that bar.
Arms and armor, forged by a master craftsman.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day...
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle?
Support him.
Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
I have a message from the Greybeards.
The Greybeards? What do those old hermits want with me?
They're convening a peace council at High Hrothgar.
Why? There's nothing to discuss as long as that traitor Ulfric is in arms against his rightful emperor.
We need a truce until the dragon menace is dealt with.
They are getting to be a problem. But I wasn't sent to Skyrim to fight dragons. My job is to quell this rebellion, and I intend to do just that. Dragons or no dragons.
All this standing around is rubbish. We should be taking the fight to
Ulfric has already agreed to attend.
Has he? I suppose he doesn't want to miss a chance to bluster about the Empire's many crimes. He's probably hoping I'll refuse so he can blame the Empire for being unreasonable. I think I'll have to disappoint him yet again.
You'll come to the peace council then?
Yes, fine. I'll come to this Greybeard Council. For all the good it will do. It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
I love you, Talion.
Whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
What do you think of this place?
Jarl Balgruuf.
I've never been here before, until I met you at least. I've read stories about the Solitude Windmill, but I didn't expect it to be that big. From the castle, you used to just see a bit of solitude from over the mountains. It's a different thing entirely to be here yourself. Everything's just so majestic. I hope it all lasts.
To accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter
between the dragons and the storm.
This time, share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like...
Someday soon you will all see battle. And what you do here today may well save your lives.
Forged by a master craftsman.
I love you, Talion. Sounds good.
So, Arngeir, is it? You know why we're here. Are you going to let us in or not?
You are not invited here. You are not welcome here.
We have as much right to be at this council as all of you. More, actually, since we were the ones that put the Dragonborn.
So, what do you want to talk
Hubris
about?
of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing nothing.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse old grudges. The matter at hand is urgent. Alduin must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Alduin poses to us all. You need us here if you want this council to succeed.
Very well. You may enter. So, you've done it. The men of violence are gathered here, in these halls whose very stones are dedicated to peace. I should not have agreed to host this council. The Greybeards have no business involving ourselves in such matters.
Don't worry. I'll get them to agree to peace.
Peace? I doubt it. They may put their weapons down for a moment, but only to gather strength for the next bloodletting. They are not yet tired of war. Far from it. Do you know the ancient Nord word for war? Season unending. And so it has proved. But regrets are pointless. Here we are. Take your seat at the council table, and let us see what wisdom we can find among these warriors of Skyrim.
Yes, Dragonborn?
Please, take your seat so that we can begin.
Wait here.
Don't forget about me, okay?
We all wait upon you, Dragonborn.
And so we meet again. But this time I know
Why
who
delay?
and what you really
Please, take your seat so that we can begin.
If you can arrange an end to the fighting, Dragon's Reach is at your disposal.
Is everyone here? Let's get this started.
I'm here because it's required of me. But there's nothing to be gained by talking to that murderer.
We all wait upon you, Dragonborn.
I'm glad I finally got a chance to see this place.
Now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin. I hope that we have all come here in the spirit
You
of...
insult us by bringing her to this negotiation? You're Chief Talos Hunter?
That didn't take long.
Here, here.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time to get the Dragonborn's input on this matter.
By Izmir's beard, the nerve of those Imperial bastards, eh? To think that I would sit down at the same table with that Thalmor bitch. Either she walks or I do.
What's the harm? Besides, Tulius doesn't really want her here either.
Maybe so, but bringing her here is a deliberate provocation. Tulius needs to know I won't be pushed around.
Let Tulius have his way on this. He'll have to give ground later.
It feels like a mistake to me. But I'll bow to your judgment on this. But she is to observe, nothing more. We are not negotiating with her. Is that clear?
Ulfric, why so hostile? After all, it's not the Thalmor that's burning your farms and killing your sons.
She's supposed to be on our side?
You know exactly... No. Not this time.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
I have something to say first.
Here we go.
The only reason I agreed to attend this council was to deal with the Dragon Menace. There's nothing else to talk about. Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to rule over the free people of Skyrim.
I knew he wouldn't be able to
We're here
resist.
To arrange a temporary truce to allow the Dragonborn here to deal with the dragons, nothing more. I consider even talking to the Empire a generous gesture.
Are you done? Did you just come here to make speeches, or can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed? Jarl Ulfric, General Tulius, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Yes, let's get down to it. We want control of Markarth. That's our price for agreeing to a truce.
So that's why you're here, Ulfric? You dare to insult the Greybeards by using this council to advance your own position?
Jarl Elisif.
General, this is outrageous. You can't be taking this demand seriously. I thought we were here to discuss a truce.
Elisif, I said I'd handle it. Ulfric, you can't seriously expect us to give up Markarth at the negotiating table. You hope to gain in council what you've been unable to take in battle, is that it?
I'm sure Jarl Ulfric does not expect something for nothing.
Yes, that'd be entirely out of character.
Want in return?
Wait, General, you don't intend to just hand over Markarth to that traitor?
This is how the Empire repays us for our loyalty?
Enough. First, let's be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time. You are a traitor to the Empire, and deserve a traitor's death. But I at least will negotiate in good faith. Since we're all here at your request, I'd like to hear what you think Markarth is worth. The rift would help secure our communications with Cyrodiil, and threatened Ulfric's southern flank. You heard the man, Ulfric. We've made you a fair offer. Are you serious about these talks, or are you just here to posture?
I expected better from you, Dragonborn. I came here in good faith, and now it seems you help the Empire at every turn. As for you, General Tulius, I see now that Galmar was right. Talking to the Empire is just as useless as ever. If you think you can hold Markarth, you're as deluded as your Emperor when he signed away our freedom to the Thalmor. Skyrim will never again bow to your false empire. Let's go, Galmar. I should have listened to you in the first place.
You always were a fool, Ulfric. You're no better at diplomacy than you are in the battlefield.
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your petty disagreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing, while the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I advise you to tell him to watch his tongue.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Don't you understand the danger? Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means? Alduin has returned, the World Eater. Even now he devours the souls of your fallen comrades. He grows more powerful with every soldier slain in your pointless war. Can you not put aside your hatred for even one moment in the face of this mortal danger?
A very pretty speech. But what does it
Shut
have
up.
to do with the...
If he's right about Alduin, we both have just as much to lose here, Tulius. Remember that. Now, back to the matter at hand. Don't hand me a mug of sheep's piss and call it mead. These terms are still not acceptable.
I'm sure you have something in mind.
Damn right we do.
We want compensation for the massacre at Arngeir's mill.
You slaughtered them. The women, the children. You butchers!
That's a lie. My legionnaires are disciplined, unlike your...
Compensation every time a farm gets burned in a war that you started, do you, Ulfric?
What say you, Dragonborn? Yes. Do you hear that, Tulius? The blood of the innocent cries out for Wergild. I suppose that's the fairest deal we're likely to get.
It seems we may have an agreement. Jarl Ulfric, General Tulius, these are the terms currently on the table. Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces, Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thongvor Silverblood will become the Jarl of Markarth. The Stormcloaks will withdraw from the rift, allowing Imperial troops unhindered access. Jarl Layla Lawgiver will step down, and Maven Blackbriar will become the Jarl of Riften. The Empire will pay appropriate compensation for the massacre at Anga's Mill. You both agree to this?
The Sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Elisif? Are these terms to your liking? Speak up! I'm sure General Tulius is waiting to do your bidding.
I have nothing to say to that murderer. General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. The Empire can live with these terms, yes, for a temporary truce, until the dragon menace is dealt with. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning. Count on it.
Come on, Galmar. We have a lot of work to do.
Giving up Markarth is a heavy price for this truce, Dragonborn. I hope it was worth it.
Jarl Balgruuf, I assume you are familiar with the Dragonborn's plan?
Yes, I'm ready to do my part. Just say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
But the difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach at all.
Well, that's an excellent question. You haven't overlooked that little detail, have you?
Ah, I believe I can be of help here. I anticipated the problem. While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Temp, an unguessed trove of lost lore. But the important thing is that the Blades recorded many of the names of dragons they slew. Cross-referencing this with Delphine's map of dragon burial sites, I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up.
How does that help us?
Don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power, shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be.
Why would he come when called?
He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon after your victory over Alduin. I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call.
So what's this dragon's name?
Ah, indeed. I'm no master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here in this scroll. Od Avin, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
There's one more thing. We know about
Turns out he's a dragon, but he helped me.
That's fine. We needed his help. Now we don't. And it's long past time for him to pay for his crimes. And he's not just any dragon. He was the right hand of Alduin. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him. Until he's dead. Well, I'm sorry, but we would dishonor our oaths as blades if we continue to help you.
What do you have against the Greybeards?
If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards?
Yes?
Come with me.
I knew you'd miss me. Yes? I could really bury myself in a good book right about now.